Hi, I wanted to review quickly some information about the honors project, how I will be grading it, and answer some common questions or tips. So first, remember to review the detailed information that I gave under the Review Honors Project Information page. And there is also a link to some samples that I did in Honors Project Check-in number 2. And I also linked them on the Honors Project Information page. When you are completing this assignment, you're going to have a lot of flexibility and ability to be creative. I want you to use our previous work throughout the class as a jumping off point when you are working on things. So first, a couple of key components. You need to make sure that you are addressing both Tolkien and Lewis. Okay, so do not just focus your portfolio on one of them. Make sure that you have examples and information from both authors and from works by the authors in your project. Especially in particular, I'm looking for your ability to draw connections between the two authors and between their works. So a lot of our assignments have asked you to do that. So thinking about common themes or similarities and differences between characters, how both men address the different challenges of their day or similarities that they had in their background. Or the way the world influenced them. So different things like that. You can look at similarities as well as differences. I want you to include multiple and detailed examples. So making sure that you are drawing on the text, that you are using quotations, that you are describing things in detail, not just telling me that they both fought in World War I, but giving me then an example from the text that illustrates how that experience in the war influenced their writing. I hope that makes sense. Then if you don't get full credit for this, maybe it's because you're only addressing one of the authors, or you are giving very limited examples or just very broad descriptions. So again, I want some detail in this. I'm also going to be making sure that you are meeting the requirements, such as that you're using a template and creating a portfolio as explained, such as a magazine or a newspaper, that it's digital, that it's submitted on time, that you're meeting the word count requirements, and that you're also paying attention to grammar, spelling, and mechanics. So those are some of the things that I'm going to be looking for when I am grading. Let's take a minute and look in more detail about some of the information and the components. So as I mentioned, I don't want you to have to go out and read something completely new, another novel, or the whole Lord of the Rings series or anything like that. We want to use what you've already done in class. So if you had a discussion post where you started talking about something, go back and what else can you do with that? How can you turn that into an article, a little bit more information about those ideas that you had from that discussion post paragraph. Look back, for instance, at some of the assignments we've done, such as our first impression and second impressions that we did on Gandalf and Bilbo and Thorin. Maybe you want to focus on one of those characters as part of your portfolio. Look back at your character analysis from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Maybe you want to expand upon what you said about one of the characters in your portfolio. So what your final portfolio is doing is not just copying and pasting what you've done previously, but expanding on it. Maybe you are doing a little extra research. You're finding some additional examples. I want to see citations. I want you to see quotations from our text, and make sure you're including those. And your whole portfolio should be the equivalent of about 1,000 written words. So how do you know? What most students I know do, they will type their stuff in like a Word document or a Google Doc so they can track their word count, and then they'll copy and paste it into one of the templates. You have lots of different templates to choose from, lots of different fun ones, and I hope you choose something that is fun and interesting, and that you add more to it, and that you customize it and make it into something that you want to use. So just as an example, this was not an honors project. This was a different project, so it doesn't exactly meet the requirements, but that's why I wanted to include it as a sample. So this student chose the daily profit template, which is a really fun template, and it works well for different fantasy things. You'll notice they customized it to be some fun things that are related to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and they've added pictures, and other things. And you'll notice that we have they have chosen sort of this article thing. So they're talking about the theme of loyalty in both Thorin and in The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. What I would argue is this is a great jumping off point. I would like to see for the honors project some more details. Give me an example of a quote where we see loyalty or honor in these characters. So this is more descriptive in this example. I want to see a little bit more substance in our honors projects. And so again, we've got some information here about Bilbo. I'd like a little bit more detail. Give me a little bit more specific. Cite some sources. So that's the biggest thing that this is missing. This one also had a lot of fun, which I encourage you to also do and have some fun. So they took it to the next level, having like this advertisement page, which is kind of fun, and another way for you to sort of get at different aspects of what we studied this semester. So we've done that already with some of our collages and memes and other things like that. So don't hesitate to be fun and creative in your work, but I also want to see that substance and that detail in order to get full points. Similarly, with the other example, great overview. We've got like this Norse mythology stuff. We've got some background on the authors, but we want a little bit more, some specific details, some quotations. So these are good jumping off points as well. Just looking for a little bit more because you are doing it as an honors project. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.